Hello all of you students. Today I am going to teach you Nissim Ezekiel. Nissim Ezekiel, as you must be watching here, he was born 1924 and died 2004. And 1924 he was born in Bombay, which is today known as Mumbai. When he was born in Mumbai or Bombay, he was born of Jewish parents. Parents कौन से थे उसके? Jewish. And इनका कॉम्बिनेशन भी मैं आपको बता देता हूं. बेने इज़राइल, BENE. This was the combination, and both parents, means parents, were devoted to education. And because they were educated, his parents, you can say coincidentally, or because they were educated, it was very natural that these things influenced him. Him means Nissim Ezekiel very much. His father was educated. His father was also a principal of several colleges, but in the latter part of his life. And he was rational also. He used to question, and he had a beautiful taste for proverbs, for wisdom, and all these things Nissim Ezekiel inherited from his father's love for proverbs, love for wisdom, which also you will find is running deep into his poetry. You should also know that his mother was also a principal of a school started and runs by herself for over 30 years, 30 साल तक. So we can say that teaching, education was into the blood of the Nissim Ezekiel family. Ezekiel also had taught at school, at college, at university, and he is primarily a teacher in life, a teacher in poetry as well. So these are the introductory details which every student should know. Now what happened? When Ezekiel was an undergraduate student, he came under the influence of Mr. Enrol, who was an active member of the Radical Democratic Party until 1947. Then Nissim Ezekiel took his master's degree in English, that is MA in English, 1947. जब इंडिया आज़ाद हुआ. He went to England in 1948 and studied philosophy. कहाँ गया वो? England, and studied philosophy. Nissim Ezekiel, somehow the bringing, the culture, the inheritance, everything made him a man of varied interests. He has been a manager of a very well-known advertising firm also in the 1950s, and many other places too. Then what happened in 1952? He even worked as deck scrubber, DECK, duck scrubber, and even coal carrier on an English cargo ship to earn his passage home from England. So he did this work also. And Ezekiel won lasting renown in literature. His name and fame is to be taken in the field of English literature with full confidence, and he was a learned man. His profession as a teacher in English literature for a number of years at the Mumbai University. His profession as a teacher of English literature for a number of years at Mumbai University or Bombay University gave his personality a literary era. In 1964, students, he was a visiting professor at the University of Leeds. At University of Leeds. So these things are very important, students, to know. Now, he also is known for editing Quest. 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 He edited Quest, imprint, and 6 issues of Poetry India. And a renowned critic of arts and literature, Ezekiel, conducted a course in art appreciation of JJ School of Art and other institutions. Maybe you have heard the name, a very prominent name, JJ School of Art. He had also remained a director of the theatre unit Bombay, and one of the front-rank poets in the Indian English tradition. He has published 6 collections of his verse. 6 collections, students. And apart from these, he had edited many books, like edited कौन कौन के बुक्स इसने एडिट किए हैं? The Emerson Reader, then a Martin Luther King Reader, then Writing in India. He has also edited the Indian Pen, P-E-N, and Ezekiel has visited England and even USA. He had won the distinguished honors of his poetry. And finally, he passed away on 12th January 2004 at a ripe age, and is survived by 3 children, a son and 2 daughters. 1 son and 2 daughters. Now, we come to the details of his poetry collection, which is important for the examination purpose. That is, Ezekiel's poetry collection consists of Nissim Ezekiel's poetry collection. These are very important, students. You may note it down. Time to change. "60 poems." इसका नाम ही है द थर्ड. 4th is The Unfinished Man. fine. The fifth is the exact name. और सिक्स्थ अगर आपको पता हो, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट इज हिम्स इन डार्कनेस. कभी कभी डेट की जरूरत भी पड़ जाती है, सो चूंकि लिखा ही है तो मैं डेट भी बता देता हूं. टाइम टू चेंज लिख लीजिए 1952. 60 पोएम्स लिख लीजिए, क्रोनोलॉजिकल है देखिए. 1953. द थर्ड इज काफी गैप के बाद है ये, दैट इज 1959. उसके बाद है 60, 65 और 76. 60, 65, काफी गैप में देखिए. और हिम्स इन डार्कनेस के बाद उसने लिखा है लैटर डे साम्स. लैटर डे, इन 6 के बाद उसने ये लिखा है लैटर डे साम्स. एंड स्टूडेंट्स, in all his poems, he leaves the impression that he is an urban poet and the poet of the great metropolitan city Mumbai, where he was born and he was brought up, where he has been living since his birth. And Mumbai or Bombay of that time always used to, haunt his imagination. जहाँ पे उसने लिखा है अपनी poem में with the lines, barbaric city, sick with slums. क्या बोला है मुंबई के लिए? बार्बरिक सिटी. ये बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है. आपको मैं चूंकि निज़ीम इज़ेकियल के बारे में आपको कभी भी इंटरव्यू में भी बोलना पड़े तो आप ये कह सकते हैं दैट ही हैज स्पोकन सच लाइंस फॉर मुंबई, दैट इज बार्बरिक सिटी सिक विथ स्लम्स. कैसा सिटी है? बार्बरिक सिटी, सिक विथ स्लम्स, डिप्राइव्ड ऑफ सीजन्स. डिप्राइव्ड ऑफ सीजन्स, ब्लेस्ड विद रेन्स. आप जानते हैं मुंबई में केवल बारिश बहुत होती है. ब्लेस्ड विद रेन्स. वहां पे हॉकर्स बहुत हैं, बेगर्स बहुत हैं, आयरन लंग्ड बहुत हैं. It's hawkers, beggars, iron lunged. So in this way there are many lines, but to tell you the starting, barbaric city with slums, deprived of seasons, blessed with rains. It's hawkers, beggars, iron lungs, processions led by the frantic drums. ढोल बजीरे से मिलता रहता है वहां. A million purgatorial lanes and childlike masses many tongued, whose wages are in words and crumbs. So these are the very famous lines of Ezekiel. Now we will go to the next point of Nissim Ezekiel, that is his conception of poetry. किसी भी पोएट को जब हम लोग पढ़ते हैं तो स्टार्टिंग में उसका डिटेल जानने के बाद then we go for his conception of poetry. Nissim Ezekiel's concept of poetry. This is true, students, that Nissim Ezekiel, being one of the major poets in Indian English literature,